talking about the surface area of the cylinder today. Yesterday was volume, today is surface area. So it means the outside surfaces, how much area is there. What would you say to how many faces there are in the surface area of a cylinder? How many faces make up the cylinder? Ethan?
3.
3. How would you describe those 3, Ethan?
It's the 2 circles on the top and the bottom, and then the outside circular face.
The body, shall we call it the body of the cylinder? The outside curved part of it. All right, very good. There are those 3 faces. We got to figure out the area of each of those 3 parts. So, Ethan, you said there were 2 circles. So let's dissect this just like we did our homework problem. Let's draw 2 circles to represent the top and bottom. Okay, so we have our top and our bottom of our cylinder. And then we've got to get the curved circular part of the body that Ethan was talking about. What do you think that is? If I was going to draw it as a 2-dimensional object, this body, what is it? What do you think? Lise?
It's like a curved rectangle.
A curved rectangle?
Like as it goes, it'd be like, you flatten it out, it'd still be like,
If you flatten it out, it would still be curved?
no.
Let us see.
It's a regular rectangle.
It's a rectangle.
I knew it.
What is it, Lise?
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a rectangle. Just a rectangle. The body of a cylinder, if you cut it and open it up, is really just a rectangle. All right? So let's make a rectangle here. Yeah. Isn't that cool? That's cool.
That's the biggest we're also
Okay, so that body is really represented by just a rectangle. If we can find the area of these 3 things and add them together, then we will have the surface area of our cylinder. Let's start with the circles. We are given in these problems something that can help us find the radius. How do you get the area of a circle? How do you get the area of a circle? Callie? Pi r squared. And in our cylinder, there are 2 circles. So the area of those 2 circles is 2 times pi r squared. You all get where that's coming from? That's the 2 circles. Then we have to get the area of our rectangle.
Wait.
Yep.
About the 8 value.
Yeah.
Does the height of the cylinder have anything to do with these 2 circles area?
No. Wait. But it's this is cylinder.
We're doing surface area.
Oh, the mind.
Okay, so we got to find the area of these 3 objects. This circle and this circle is represented by 2 times pi r squared. Now we're moving on to the body, which is the rectangle. Let's figure out the dimensions of the rectangle. What is the dimension from here to here? What part of the cylinder is that? Julian?
The height.
That's the height of our cylinder. And to get the area of a rectangle, we also need this dimension. So now we've got to figure out what that is. So let's go back to our cylinder and look at it again. Right? This, we're talking about this part of our rectangle right here, right? Where does it come from on our cylinder? Look at our cylinder. Around here. So this top of the rectangle is really what? Lena? The circumference of the circle, right?
That's really scary.
This is the distance around the circle, right? Which is called the circumference. And that's what, when we cut this and open it up, that edge of the rectangle is the circumference of the circle. This is the circumference of the circle.
No way. That's awesome.
Oh, and it is awesome. That's the circle circumference. Now, we got to remember how to get the circumference of a circle, which I'm sure you remember. How do you get the circumference of a circle, Margaret? Pi d. pi times diameter. So we can get the area of this rectangle here, that makes up the cylinder's body, by multiplying the length times the width. In this case, we could do pi d, right, that's this length, times the width, h. So the area of this rectangle is pi times diameter times height.
That's a weird formula.
Okay, now they change it just a little bit. Instead of having r here and d in the second part, what can we substitute for d here? D is the same as what? Yeah?
R or 2R.
2r. So in the textbook, this will always be written as 2 pi r, because the diameter is equal to 2 times r times h. Alright, so the surface area of the cylinder is the area of these two circles, represented by 2 pi r squared, plus the area of this rectangle, which is 2 pi r h. That, my friends, is the formula for the surface area of a cylinder.
It's so complex though.
Woo, it looks complex, but
It's easy.
it
Well,
all
no, but
makes
I mean, it's
sense.
gonna be like big numbers.
It seems like a lot. Alright,
Big numbers.
questions? Are your notes complete?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got this part all written down?
Yeah.
Dimensions, that would be a great notebook check question.
Yes.
Alright, let's try it out then. Let's try it out. With this example, we're not gonna find the volume of surface area as a class right now, we're just gonna find the surface area, because that's what's new. So we're gonna find the surface area of this cylinder. What is the formula for the surface area of the cylinder? Don't be afraid to look back in your notes. It's the formula for the surface area of the cylinder. Yes?
2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r.
Great. The 2 pi r squared is coming from what part of the cylinder? The 2 pi r squared is what part of the cylinder? Callie?
It's coming from the two circles at the end.
The two circles, the top and bottom, it's the area of those. The 2 pi rh is coming from what part of the cylinder? Ethan?
The circumference.
Yeah, the circumference that goes around, it's the body of the cylinder. All right. So now we plug in what we know. Pi we're going to use is 3.14. What's the radius of our cylinder? It's the radius of the cylinder. Margaret? 4. Don't be confused when you're given the diameter. Make sure you use the right thing. Got a square. Plus 2 times 3.14 times the radius is 4. What's the height of the cylinder? Mason?
10.
10. All right. Go ahead and take a minute and calculate that with your partner. Do it together so that we're not all off track.
Easy.